Nobody ever really calls you by what you do for work, but everyone who knows Alex Brace calls him
Coach.
Brace has coached youth baseball and basketball, but nothing moves him quite like coaching high school football, as he says there's no better place to guide young minds.
And to me, the football field is the perfect place to teach a young kid how to be a young man.
And at a charter school like Green Tech in Albany, positive role models are a necessity. But what separated him as a leader is the love and passion he pours into each kid, something he feels is missing from the coaching scene altogether, and even in some of these kids' lives.
But I've had kids who I only coached for a month telling me they love me. Thank you, Coach. I love you, Coach. Because they never had somebody stick up for them. They never had somebody care for them that much. They never had somebody tell them I love them. I tell kids all the time, a lot of my athletes and a lot of my students, like, yo, you might think it sounds weird, but I love you, bro.
And as great a leader as Coach is, those leadership abilities, they initially came from a dark place.
I feel like the death of my boy El Shareem is what pushed me to want to make a difference in others' lives. So that had to be where it stemmed.
In 2002, when Brace just turned 16, he lost his close friend El Shareem, who was stabbed to death. Brace was also stabbed the same night and suffered major injuries. Brace says in his teenage years, he made some choices he regrets, but recognizes he can't go back and change. He took full responsibility of his friend's death, saying it was those choices that got his friend killed. Brace then turned to alcohol, selling drugs, and fighting to medicate his depression. Those habits caused him to lose sight of his first love, playing football, turning down several opportunities.
Syracuse offered me a partial scholarship. UAlbany offered me a full scholarship. Baylor offered me a partial scholarship. So I was a pretty good player, but I didn't have the mental capacity that I needed. It was so just cloudy, and I just didn't go to college at all.
Coach struggled with his vices through his early 20s until he found a job with the Albany Department of Rec, where he discovered his second love, being a role model for the youth. Now, Coach is the program director at True North K-12, an alternative school setting in Schenectady, where in this role he deals a lot with teenagers with some behavior challenges, hoping to prevent them from making the same mistakes he did when he was that age. He also wants to show them the same love, compassion, and teach them life skills that he would be teaching to his athletes coaching football, a leadership style that comes pretty easy to him.
It's natural, because of the passion.
Brace is equally passionate about adolescent development as he is about the game of football. Emmanuel McCall, Coach's counterpart at True North, says Brace approaches academics the same way he approaches his coaching, by putting the kids first.
It's moments where me and Coach are having one-on-ones and he'll be like, yeah, but it's about the students. And in those moments, I'm like, yeah, you're right, Coach. It is about the young people.
Proud of you for that, man. It's all about growth.
Brace says being great alone is nothing compared to being a unit or a family, something he learned from sports but carried over to the workplace.
Coach is the ultimate team player. And I think that his experiences of his athletic experiences has allowed him to come into these spaces and not have to be the one who scores the touchdown pass every single time.
Anything for you, Coach.
And Coach has spent a lot of his life right down here on the football field, whether it be as a player, as a coach, but he's actually been spending a lot more of his time recently, well, right up here in the bleachers, as he cheers on the most important athlete he's ever had in his coaching career, his own son, Elijah.
I'm for sure still coaching on the sidelines. I'm one of those parents that's yelling on the sideline.
That's you, Lodge? That's you, Lodge?
Although Elijah may be reluctant to admit it, he certainly appreciates hearing his dad's voice all the time.
Yeah, sometimes it gets annoying, a little annoying, but it's also very helpful at times. And he's always there to either pick me up when I'm down, when I'm mad about a play or something, or he's there to just teach me what I can do better the next play.
And Coach has been around a lot.
I'm absolutely his biggest fan, I think out of all the games he's had in his entire life, and that's basketball, baseball, football, track meets, I probably missed 2.
His presence is just as important at home, as Brace, a single father, is also a mentor and a role model for his son.
I just really look up to him as a good person because he's taught me so much to my development of growing. And Yeah, he really just taught me a lot, like, about life and what's right and what's wrong.
But whether it be his son, a student, or an athlete, one thing shines through above all. It's his heart.
Coach's heart is like, sheesh, huge, bro. Huge. And I wish I had half the size of his coach's heart.
A heart that has changed the lives of his athletes, and they make sure to remind Coach every time they spontaneously reconnect.
Didn't even recognize him. Yo, that's you, Brace? Yeah, what's up? Oh, Soupy, what's up? He said the same thing, like, yo, those conversations, I know I might have not seemed like it at the time because I was so young, but those conversations you had me really impacted me. And I feel like it had a lot to do with why I changed my life around.
Leaving the old Alex Brace behind and guiding the youth under a new identity. Coach, taking on a new name and a new life. In Albany, Matt Sharamita, NCC News.